Have you ever been to an estate sale and you walk through the house and there's stuff in every room, there's still food in the cabinets, there's still Q-tips in the bathroom drawers? That is generally an estate sale. That's where you can kind of walk through a person's life after they've left. And typically it is a trust sale or a family that has a will that has given them the ability to sell off all the belongings in the home. Hi, I'm Michele Replogle with Compass. And in the last 3 years, I've worked on a lot of trust sales. Trust sales are just where there's a trust that kind of tells what needs to happen after the person has passed. So where their jewelry goes, sometimes it's bequeathed to somebody, or the car, or cash in the bank. There's usually directions in the trust or the will that tells the executor and the trustees how to manage their estate after they've passed. Have you ever had that happen before? Have you ever had a family member pass away and you or a family member didn't know what to do? It is mind-boggling on the little details that you have to tie up. A realtor can really help you with a lot of the moving pieces. That would be me. But I'm going to talk today about how a trust sale works, or an estate sale works, and how to understand when you're hiring an estate sale company, how are they thinking about it? How are they looking at your stuff, your house, your family stuff, and how do they approach it? And there's different kinds, and I've been involved in basically two kinds. So one kind is they're the estate sale people that come in when there's a lot of valuables, a lot of antiques or collections, valuable collections, either art or historical items or items from other countries, usually from when that person who's passed away traveled. They have quite a collection, like masks, some other collection that is deemed valuable. So if you interview a few of them, you'll kind of figure out the ones that are really only looking for the valuables. And sometimes they'll tell you and sometimes they won't. And basically they'll come in and they'll look at the stuff and they'll go, well, I can't really make you that much money, which means they can't make that much money. So they kind of, well, we could put you on the schedule for 2 months from now. And usually at that point, everybody's chomping at the bit to sell the house. Everybody wants to be done, close out the trust and move on. And knowing that last piece, which is the getting all the stuff out as far as they're concerned, because after that, the realtor takes over for the paint, the carpet, and, staging. And they're just wanting to get done. And 2 months is usually just too long to wait, because that estate sale company that's looking for the valuables, what they want to do is they want to squeeze you in their other 2 or 3 estate sales they have going in the next couple months, because they're saying to you basically, I don't think I'm going to make a lot of money off of your sale, so I'm going to squeeze you in with some of the ones that will make me money. Okay, we'll talk about the money. And other estate sale company that you may interview are the ones that are like, yeah, okay, you've got some good stuff here. We can do it. We can even do it in the next couple weeks. The whole process is probably still about a month, but maybe not 2 to 3. And yeah, so the valuables one, the one that says, okay, there's a lot of valuables here, I'm going to make some good money, right? Well, they work on commission, just like real estate agents do. And they know that they're going to make a certain commission. So they typically are more eager to get your sale, where the other one, the less valuable estate company, it's not that they don't want valuables as well, but they typically don't make as much on the sale. So then you might see your commission charge from them to be a bit higher. See how that works? So if they're going to make a big amount of money from the valuables and the percentage of the stuff that's in the home, then of course you're probably not going to pay as much for their services, because they're going to make more on the commission of the sales. And the second one is like, well, you've got basic household goods. They're all in good condition. They're clean. We won't make as much, but your percentage, that commission rate, won't be as advantageous. Why wouldn't you just have a garage sale or a yard sale and just do it yourself? Let me tell you why. First, it's a lot of work. A whole household full of stuff is overwhelming. I've worked on ones where there's stuff just shoved in the cabinets. Like you're just pulling stuff out and you think, oh, I'm just going to grab these few things. No. They're packed in there and stuff's just coming out like clowns out of a little small circus car. And you're just struggling with all this stuff. And then that's just one room. There's stuff everywhere because that's somebody's home. That's where they lived and that's where they have their stuff. I'm not saying they're hoarders. It just, they have a house full of stuff. They've gotten older and they've stopped cleaning it out and sorting it and sifting it. The estate sale companies will remove all the items for you when they're done. So they're going to come in and basically they do it over a weekend or sometimes over 2 weekends. And the first Thursday are where the collectors come in. Those are the antique dealers from far and wide, depending on what you have, because they've got feelers out into the people that collect certain things. So they bring them through. They kind of get the first walkthrough. The second day, which would be Friday afternoon, they start to open it up to people who know about estate sales or either a Facebook group or a newsletter group that estate sale has a way of alerting everybody who goes to these that they can come on Friday afternoon. It's kind of like a preview or premiere, and you will get a lot of collectors there. And then Saturday and Sunday, they open it up to the public. And Saturday is usually the busiest day. And that's where the bulk of the good stuff kind of goes. And then Sunday is usually where the bargains happen and you can kind of collect more stuff. I personally like to go in and get some of the cotton threads for sewing. Some of the older sewing products are much better quality than today, so I like to go in and grab a few of those. It's usually very inexpensive, or books or anything like that. The estate sale people are just kind of trying to move. And they'll bargain a little bit. Maybe you can get a bag of stuff. So that's kind of the schedule, and I believe that would be the same if you were getting the one that was kind of looking for the antiques, so kind of more valuable estate seller, and then the one that just will take work, and they work, all year long. Some of the more valuable estate sale people, they work just kind of, spring through fall. I know they'll tell me they work all year long, but I've worked with them where they've scheduled estate sales with the family to be later in the spring when that's kind of more the season. But keep in mind with both types, they usually have a network of people that help you sort out the valuables. So it could be something you didn't know was valuable. That's always the fear when people are getting rid of a household of stuff is, am I getting rid of something that's valuable? Am I getting rid of something that could be recycled or reused, or there's a group in town that wants it or needs it? That is what the estate sale can in fact do. Not so much on the donations, but sometimes they know people. And you get to tap into their network of people to go through the stuff, really. It does make a difference who you hire, but it depends on your objective. So I had one last year where there was the arts, there was the cultural collections, there were books, there were antiques, there were all kinds of stuff. So that one was more of a specific estate sale person where they bring in their dealers, their network of people that want those things, and they go through them. That way, you've gotten the highest price. But also, all of these guys typically, and if you need it, will sell stuff for you on eBay, on Craigslist, also looking for the people that may be looking for the things in that house, or, that match the person's interests of the person that lived there. So there's all kinds of people out there. So when you interview them, you're asking a couple questions, really what their timeline is. Does that fit for you? How much do they charge? Will they be able to let you know if there's valuables in the home, and will they take care of them for you? Will they sell them? Will they find somebody who wants them? I mean, who you hire makes a difference, but also keep in mind what you have in the house. That makes a big difference too, because you could keep calling these people that are really just wanting to sell a house full of antiques, and they're going to tell you no, or they're going to tell you a long time before they'll put you on their schedule. That's what I had happen to me. I had one that we really just didn't have a lot of the collectibles. They got sold out before the owners actually sold it, before the estate sale person got called in. And she just kind of looked around and she said, oh yeah, I'll be a couple months. We just didn't have that kind of time. So we actually went to another estate sale person, and she said, yeah, I'll put you on in a couple weeks. It did take about a month though. So there's the week or a week and a half to prepare, because they go through and they sort it and they bring it all out and they kind of organize it. And if they need to, they kind of clean up a little bit. And they do the sale, and then they do hauling. The greatest thing about an estate sale company is they do hauling for you. They can clear out what didn't get purchased. And often that could just be their tip, right? And they know that they may be able to sell some of that later. What didn't sell may sell at another sale or somewhere along the line, or they have people that will come and get it and they sell it. But the estate sale people are the people that will help you kind of get rid of all the stuff. So even if you don't make a lot of money off the sale, it may be just worth it to get a little bit, maybe a couple $1,000s for the stuff. You're giving up maybe a couple weeks, and then they haul it all off and kind of clean it all up. So I think it's a really good deal. I think it's really worth it. Some houses, unfortunately, there's too much stuff. It needs to be sorted to a degree that's just overwhelming. It's easier to haul it all out, or it's not clean. The house is not clean. And if the house is not clean, that's just a nightmare. You can't even bring some of the homes I've represented. You couldn't even bring people in at that point because it just really wasn't safe. I had one that had really, really bad mold, and I've had one that just had like a lot of dirt, and it just wasn't a safe environment. So I hope this video helped you. Please subscribe and share if you like the content. Please leave a comment below. Have you done an estate sale? Have you been to one? Did you find anything good at one? I have yet to find anything in an estate sale. I do like to go to one, but I haven't found anything that was great. But I've definitely seen quite a range of how it's done, and I recommend it if you have a house full of stuff and you're trying to figure out what to do. Follow me on my socials, and see you on the next one. Bye.